Some important events happen just once a year. New Year's Eve, the first day of school, and of course, the annual corn roast and attic auction at Endless Park Elementary.
This is really good. Yum, taste this.
Get your fresh roasted corn.
Gracias. This must be what they're going to sell at the auction. Ooh.
George was excited. He had one whole dollar to spend on whatever he wanted.
Ooh.
Should he buy this strange old horn with a handle? Or how about these? Red mittens with elephants.
Ooh, yeah.
Those are nice, George. Well, you can't buy them. You have to bid on them. Let's go inside and I'll explain. At an auction, a person called the auctioneer holds up things for sale and people bid on them. Now, a bid is the amount of money someone is willing to spend. You can bid as many times as you want.
Is that why you have a paddle? To make a bid?
Yes.
Thanks for coming to our annual corn roast and attic auction to raise money for our school library. And now, please welcome our auctioneer, Mr. Conrad Ditti.
Howdy, folks. Hope you're ready for some exciting auction action. So, the first item up is,
I don't know what it is.
A traffic cone.
Oh, that would make a great mute for my tuba.
Alrighty. Who'll bid me $1 for this amazingly yellow traffic cone?
I will.
And we got $1. Who's gonna bid 2? Who's gonna bid 2? All right, say 2, take 2. All right, 3. Somebody say 3, somebody say 3. 3 to 4. 3 to 4. 4 down, 455. 5. Go here, 6. Somebody say...
Never in his whole life had George heard a man talk as fast as Mr. Ditti.
And sold to the fellow with the big yellow hat for $10.
Yes! Here, hold this while I pay for my cone.
Up next, we have a pair of,
What are these?
Red mittens with elephants.
Those were George's mittens. Or they would be his mittens if George bid on them.
Alrighty, let's start the bidding at $1. Who'll give me $1 for these mittens?
Me!
Huh? Okay, we have $1. Anyone else? All right, we got 2. How about 3? 3. Somebody give me 4. Somebody give me 5. All right, sir, come on. Yeah, I got you there. All right.
Just so you know, price is no object. I want those very unique mittens for my Ooh! Oh! Auction elbow gets me every time.
Sold to the monkey in the middle.
Okay, cone, coffee, and corn. That will be $13.
Did you bid for those mittens all by yourself? Well, you are one smart little monkey. But I knew that. Popcorn?
Okay, George. Sign here. That will be $100.
May I see that? Pair of mittens bought by monkey, price $100? Excuse me, I need to speak with my monkey. George, $100 is a lot of money. How to explain this? Let's pretend this kernel of popcorn is $1. So that's the money you have. And this is how much money you need, more or less. 10 kernels of popcorn equals $10. So this line here is $10. To get to 100, you need 10 rows of 10. See? 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100.
Wow, that's a lot.
George was remembering how hard he worked to earn $1. He had to wash Mike the pig twice. To make enough money to pay for the mittens, George would have to wash Mike 100 times. At least. That was a lot of pig.
I know. We'll tell Mrs. Wynne you made a mistake and thought the mittens were only $1. Mrs. Wynne is nice. She wouldn't make you pay $100 if she knew you made a mistake. But $1 is a lot less than $100. The library wouldn't be able to buy as many books. So, we should auction the mittens again, and Mr. Glass can buy them for $101.
Oh, good idea, Marco.
I am always thinking.
Sold for $22.50 to the lovely lady in red.
Okay, I need to rest my voice anyway.
I'm gonna go get some water while the monkey tries to resell his mittens. You got 5 minutes.
Okay, so the bidding will start at $100. George?
Why isn't Mr. Glass bidding?
Here, let me try. Did you notice these mittens have elephants? And they're red. And there are 2 of them. Right, 1 for each hand. Or foot.
He's still not bidding.
Mr. Glass isn't there.
Uh-oh. Time was running out. If George didn't get these mittens sold, 100 pigs were going to be very clean.
I'll look for Mr. Glass. You keep trying to sell the mittens.
Look, they're not just mittens, they're earmuffs.
There he is! Mr. Glass! Excuse me.
You know, these are hand-knit mittens, knitted by hands, by these hands, in fact. Perhaps you can tell us something about your technique.
Yes, I use yarn and knitting needles.
Mr. Glass! My bike! Mr. Glass! Mr. Glass!
Ah!
Do you still want those red mittens?
Oh, absolutely. I love those mittens. They're unique.
Great. Because George doesn't have $100, so he put them up for auction again so you could buy them and the library could get $101. Only now there's only 1 minute of bidding time left.
1 minute? How are we going to get to the auction in 1 minute?
Right, There are 2 of them. And the wool is from a very nice sheep named Carmen.
Let's face it, no one's gonna buy those mittens.
Stop those mittens! I'll pay $101.
Sold!
This was great. The library had $101, and George didn't have to wash 100 pigs. Still, he would miss his mittens.
Don't worry, George. I'll knit you another pair of mittens with giraffes.
Ooh!
Monkeys don't get chickenpox,
Oh, I wish I were a monkey.
but little girls do. Which is why George was going to the opera instead of Betsy.
Oh, you guys are so lucky.
No, we're not. Operas are boring. Ugh.
Don't pay any attention to him, George. Hansel and Gretel is wonderful. It's magical. Listen, isn't that pretty?
Yeah, pretty high.
Shh! This is my favorite part of my favorite opera. It's where the Dew Fairy helps Hansel and Gretel. Oh, isn't she beautiful? They only do this opera every few years, and I have to miss it.
Oh, we're all gonna miss it if we don't hurry.
Have fun. Promise you'll tell me all about it. Ooh.
Oh, sorry, it's my monkey's first opera.
Brother, come and dance with me. Both my hands I offer thee. Right foot first, left foot there, round about and back again.
George thought the boy and girl must be Hansel and Gretel.
I would dance but don't know how, when to jump or when to bow. Show me what I ought to do, so that I may dance like you. With your foot you tap, tap, tap. With your hands you clap, clap, clap. Right foot first, left foot there, round about and back again.
The opera was everything Betsy had said it would be. Hansel and Gretel danced and played in a magical forest. There was a sandman who lived in a tree, who made them fall asleep, and a dew fairy who woke them up. Then they found a house you could eat, but the house belonged to a scary witch who wanted to eat them.
Hocus pocus, now comes Eucus. Children, watch the magic head. Eyes are staring dull as lead.
But Hansel and Gretel outsmarted the witch. Her spell was broken, and all the gingerbread men turned back into kids.
Good job!
Wow. Oh, it was incredible.
George liked it so much he got the music.
Wow. I just wish I could have gone with you. Crummy chicken pox.
Here, this'll keep your head dry. Hey, George, you look like you could be in Betsy's opera.
Did he? He sure did. In fact, he could be all the people in Betsy's opera. He could do the opera for Betsy all by himself. The first thing George needed were costumes. Next, he needed the music.
What's going on? You want to listen to the opera now? George, why is there a duster on your head? Oh, I get it. Since Betsy missed the opera, you want to act it out for her.
Brother, come and dance with me. Both my hands I offer thee. Right foot first, left foot there, roundabout and back again.
This was going to be harder than he thought.
What do you think, George? Better?
George had enough trouble playing one part. How was he going to play them all? And then George realized he had the whole cast right at his fingertips. Now, they just needed costumes. He'd have to figure it out tomorrow. Tonight, he was too sleepy. Finger puppets worked great. The actors could come on and go off in a flash. But Hansel and Gretel were the same size as their parents. George needed something bigger for the adults.
I picked up the laundry. You want to help me sort it? No wonder none of my socks match.
The smiley sock could be the Sandman.
Looking good.
The oven mitts could be Mother and Father.
Now, what did I do with those mitts?
But he still needed a witch and a dew fairy. Maybe this could be the witch. Now, where was he going to find a dew fairy? She would have to be magical and pretty and sweet and... George knew just the girl for the job. Once the puppets were done, George needed to create the sets. But George couldn't work puppets and sets at the same time. His sets had to be easy to move. George taped the pictures he had drawn onto the paper roll. George's opera was ready to roll.
George wants to know if we can come over. He has a surprise for Betsy.
Hey, what is this?
Shh, the show's about to start.
Show?
Brother, come and dance with me. Both
Is that
my
Hansel
hands
and Gretel?
I offer thee. Right foot first,
How
left foot
cute.
first, round about and back again. And
There's the Sandman.
land.
And there they go, off to sleep. Here comes my favorite part. The Dew Fairy. It's me. I'm the Dew Fairy. Wow. Ooh, the scary witch. Oh, be careful.
Now you've eaten up to bread.
That was so great, George. Oh, thank you. It was so fantastic, I even forgot to itch.
Still sorry you missed the opera?
No, I'm sure George's was much better. It does make me wonder, though. How do you feel about ballet?
When you're a little monkey in a big city, it helps to know where you're going. So Steve and George made a map with lots of landmarks.
Landmarks are important because they tell you where you are. Like, this is my house, and this is the dinosaur bush. And here's the statue of the old guy with the beard. The statue of the old guy with the beard and glasses. Red Rock.
Oh, look! Giant ants!
Wow.
They're not really giant. Huh? They just look giant because they're so close to this teeny tiny camera. See? Ooh, yeah!
Hey, where'd you get that?
Professor Wiseman. She's coming to get it in an hour. But I forgot I have dance class.
We can wait for her, right, George?
You won't lose it, will you?
Like I'd lose it. I'm not some little kid, Betsy.
Yeah, right. Well, thanks. Ooh.
That is so cool. Hey, watch this. Deep from the heart of darkness comes something truly terrifying. Hogie, the giant hamster. Oh no, my two-sided marker. I can't see it. I know. Let's get Hogie to find it. Oh, yeah. Okay, Hogie. Find the marker, boy. Hey, I've been looking for that.
George couldn't believe all the stuff under Aunt Margaret's couch. Stairs?
What's the matter, George? Hey, that looks like the alley outside. escaped, and he's got Professor Wiseman's camera. Bicycle, 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 bicycle. Phew. How am I gonna find the little bitty hamster out there? Good thinking. We can look at the computer and figure out where Hogie is. Yeah. Looks like he's near the dinosaur bush. See? It's right here on the map. Okay, we have to split up. Someone has to watch the computer so we know where Hogie goes. We can use my walkie-talkies to communicate. I'll tell you what landmarks I see here, and you can find them on the map and grab Hogie. So the dino bush is here.
To get to the dino bush, the first thing George had to do was turn left down the alley. But instead of finding a street, George found a park. He had done something wrong. He started at Aunt Margaret's here. The park was at the top of the alley. George wanted to be at the street at the bottom of the alley. He turned right instead of left. If you're hurrying on a hamster hunt, you need a quick way to tell right from left. And then George realized the walkie-talkie ear was left and the non-walkie-talkie ear was right. He was at the intersection below Aunt Margaret's. The dino bush was on the next corner on his left. Walkie-talkie ear, left. If he had turned the way he was supposed to turn, the dino bush would be up ahead. And it was. But Hogie wasn't.
George! Hogie's on the move again. Do you see him? Okay, he's standing beside some really big feet. I think it's a statue.
George was in trouble. There were two statues. Which one was Hogie beside? One statue was in the park. That was a long walk for a little hamster. But the other statue was between the park and the dino bush. And there it was. Maybe Hogie was beside that one.
George, you're not gonna believe this, but Hogie can ride a bike! He's riding toward a bunch of trees!
Where were trees on the map? The park was in front of George. He needed to go straight.
Wait, he turned right. He's passing the bookstore.
Right was away from the walkie-talkie ear.
He's turning right again and biking past Red Rock.
Red Rock was one block in front of George, just to the right of the corner. So George ran straight, then made a non-walkie-talkie turn right, and wound up exactly where he was supposed to be. And there was a bicycle. But it wasn't a Hogie-sized bike.
I don't know where he is. I can't see anything.
Aunt Margaret's house was down the next street. Maybe Hogie had just gone home.
a signal again. Whoa, Hogie is really high up. He's next to something really big and really orange.
George was here, and Hogie was at the construction site. The quickest way was straight up.
Hogie can fly!
George had Hogie, but Hogie didn't have the camera. So who did?
I lost the world's most incredible hamster! He can ride a bike and fly!
George could chase the camera later. First, he wanted to get Hogie home. And he could get there without a map.
George, Hogie landed in the park. Now he's walking, and he's got a really big tongue. George, do you copy? George! Hogie! I missed you, buddy. Wait, if you're here, who's there? Hey, that's our door. Coming, camera. Sharky? How'd you get this?
Hello, Steve.
Oh, hey, Professor. I still have your camera for you.
Thanks. Oh, my. Well, I've got to run.
Wait, Professor, you have to see this. My hamster can fly. Come on, Hogie. Show the professor. Fly, buddy. Fly. We know you can fly. I don't get it.
It's hard for a monkey to nap when he's looking forward to the next Basil Know-It-All mystery. And George was.
Time to get up. Whoa! Hey, did you nap at all? Well, you think you'll be able to stay awake for the big Basil Know-It-All movie tonight?
Basil was George's favorite detective. And tonight, Piscetty's was showing a know-it-all movie as part of his Monday Munchin' Mystery Night.
Hey, what movie is on the menu tonight?
The Basket of the Houndervilles.
Houndervilles? Oh, that sounds like our kind of movie, doesn't it, Hunley?
Hundley was partial to Dr. On His Toes, Basil's extremely neat assistant.
Oh, scusi.
Say, George, do you think you'll be able to solve the case in the movie before Basil does?
George hoped so. He wanted to be a great detective and solve a mystery, too.
Psst. Psst. My cookbook. She is missing.
Where's the last place you saw it?
Here. You see, I go to hand out the menus. I hear a noise. I come back and poof! like that. The cookbook. She's vanished. Oh, and without it...
You're ruined?
Nah, but dessert sure is. I don't know how to make the topping for my blueberry surprise without it.
It has to be around here somewhere.
Well, the cookbook doesn't seem to be anywhere here.
George realized he had his very own mystery, the case of the missing cookbook. The first thing to do was look for clues. George wished he had his official Basil Know-It-All magnifying glass.
Oh, what do I do?
Keep looking. I'll start the movie. Maybe you'll find your cookbook before it's over.
The mystery of the missing cookbook really had George stumped. Maybe the detective movie would help him learn how to solve his case.
Detective Know-It-All, I'm Goody Two-Shoes. I've called you because my most precious book has gone missing.
Ooh.
George was in luck. The movie was about a missing book, too. But he was wishing he'd taken his nap.
Missing, eh?
Sorry.
No matter. This vase of water will do. See? The rounded sides combined with the water make things big, just like my magnifying glass.
Marvelous!
Maybe George could use a vase to inspect his own crime scene. That doctor on his toes. No spill got past him.
What do you see, Detective? Detective?
Detective? We're here. You've got your work cut out for you this time, Detective Needs to Know.
Detective George Needs to Know wasn't worried. With his trusty assistant, Dr. Hundley Dachshund, by his side, he was certain to solve the case.
It's a Detective Needs to Know. He's come to solve the mystery, mate.
Tom, what happened, Chef?
Well, I was making my shepherd's pie. I go to sit my guest. I hear a noise. I come back and poof, like that. My recipe, she's disappeared. Okay, no walking in the food.
Dr. Dachshund didn't like a messy crime scene. But messes might contain clues. It smelled like flour and gravy. Oh no, Detective Needs to Know had left his magnifying glass at home. Luckily, he found something that just might work. Luckily, there was plenty of water nearby. He just had to squeeze a bit to make it round like the vase. Now Detective Needs to Know could look for clues.
This is your man?
I say, how do you do it, sir?
Easy peasy, Doctor on his toes. I just examined the clues.
I guess you should have taken that nap, huh, George?
George might have missed the movie, but he did get an idea that might help solve his mystery.
Oh, that's right, the cookbook. Did you find it?
We looked everywhere.
If George's dream was right, he had an idea how to find the cookbook. He just needed to examine the clues.
George, I'm not sure if this is the best time to make water balloons.
If there's one thing a detective can't stand, it's a magnifying glass that leaks. And there weren't any vases. The rolling pin had rounded sides and was clear. Maybe it would magnify things too. He had a magnifying glass that wouldn't break or spill.
What are you making a magnifying glass like Basil? Oh, hey, look at these prints. Those might be gnocchis. Oh, look at that. Gnocchi's tongue is blue. She must have eaten the blueberries. Yeah, look at that. There's blueberries spilled all over the countertop.
George had it.
He never does this at home.
My recipe book! Yogi, you must have knocked it into my blueberry surprise when you were sneaking blueberries, huh? Thank you, Detective Giorgio. You are the greatest detective ever!